Guys, we're here with Chris Pyke, who just topped, well, actually got second at one of the most recent regionals in Columbus. So let's get into it. What decks you play? Any shout outs you want to give?
I played Spright. It's the best deck in my opinion. Shout outs Prestige Gaming, Team Yu-Gi-Oh! Ohio, Refine Gaming, and then all of my friends that test with me, Ali, Mike, Anthony, Zachary, Joseph. Shout out to you guys. But we could get into the deck profile.
You got Spright.
Yeah, so 3 blue, it's the best one. I don't know why you would ever not play through this card. 3 jet, jet searches blue, blue gets you more negates. I played 2 red. Some people are playing 1. I think you're supposed to play 2 because if there's like weird matchups where you know people are on Dark Ruler. So if you get Dark Ruler, you can like add starter and then starter it out after you get Dark Ruler. And that's like really popular with Flunder because Smashers doesn't do a whole lot. So I'll just add starter in case they Dark Ruler me, and I can just summon another monster negate. And Flunder, like most of the time, came and play through a red. And I played 1 carrot. It's the Spell Trap negate. And then we played 3 Swat Frog and 1 Rodent. I didn't play dupe. I really like dupe when I don't draw it, but when you do draw it, it literally does nothing. So I just decided not to play it. I sided a pointer, so I figured if people are playing like Pyke or Alpha, pointer will just be better than dupe in the main deck.
So you never missed the dupe?
There was like a couple times where I'm like, it would protect something, but most of the time they go battle, they have to beat over Toad or Elf anyway. And then depending on which one they beat over, you just have the other one. So if they beat over Elf, you just have Toad. If they beat over Toad, you just Elf Reborn the Toad. So it honestly wasn't that bad with that dude. And then we played 3 Diva. I honestly hate this card. It's just, it's so fragile, and like, I think I activated it like a couple times because my opponents would shifter me, so I just knew they were playing Flunder and probably not playing any other hand traps. So I just normal Diva to make Hulk and then summon Ash, and then would bounce Ash later in the turn to just play around board breakers, which that deck just loves. And then for the hand traps, we played 3 DD Crow, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and 3 Imperm. With the new format, I didn't want to commit into like Nib and just play a bunch of like tiers or something that's worse. Like Exorcisters, I don't even think can summon 5 times most of the time. So I just played like the 12 best generic hand traps, and they worked out well. I don't think I ever drew a hand without at least a hand trap or a side card, so the ratios and math were correct. But for the Spright spells, we play 3 starter, just E-Telly for the deck, and then a Smasher, which is actually insane. It's the out to Mystic Mine. It can dodge like Imperm, Veiler, monster negates like the target with your own monster, so you can use it defensively. And then it's really, really good against tiers, which I played 4 tier limits because they would just like summon Kit Kalos and then just like add Miru, or the one that when it's normal summon just mills 3, I would just Smashers it, and they would just scoop because like they just have no play.
Yeah, that play you told me with Imperm was pretty sweet too.
Yeah,
where
so
Imperm Neb, you can actually play around it with just that card.
Yeah, if you have Smashers and like just a Spright engraved to banish, and you go like, actually I can show you. You have like red plus another one plus gigantic. Usually, if it's not carrot, if it's not red, carrot, and another one plus gigantic, you can't play through Nib Imperm. So if it's red, any Spright, gigantic, you can play through Nib Imperm if this is in your hand, and you can actually activate it. Because it'll nib you, you'll chain red, tributing, and then they'll chain Imperm. And you can chain the Smasher, banishing the one you tribute, banishing the red, and then banishing their Imperm, and Imperm will miss, and then we'll negate it, and gigantic will resolve.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty 5 hit. And we play Prosperity. I didn't play the Gamma E-Telly because I thought it was too bricky and it just didn't have enough payoff. And I think like this card should be at 1. Like it's just so good, especially when your extra deck is like super loose. It's just like duality on steroids, which is like.
Were you
absurd.
usually banishing 3 or 6?
I always banish 6, unless my hand's just insane. I just banish 6, because there's like going first. You don't need like the Zeus package, you don't need Cat Shark, you don't need Phoenix or Dark or all these utility cards I played. So I'm just gonna keep all of my main engine pieces in my extra deck and just play. And I never missed them. So maybe Cat Shark, which I threw lethal a couple of times, but we won't talk about that. And then we play 3 talents, MVP of the deck. Everyone's playing a ton of hand traps, and Spright is like absurd when it comes to hand traps because no one hand trap ever beats this deck. So talents, just like you need a combination of them, and like sometimes you can even like get nib impermed or get nib gammaed, and then just talents look at their hand and rip it, and then like starter afterwards, and it's like full combo. But this card, like, I used all the effects, they were all good, and every time I drew it, I think I won. I only lost 3 total games over 8 rounds. I lost 1 to MathMac because they just opened insane, and I lost in the finals to like my own misplay. But talents, every time I drew it, I think I won, except for the finals. And then called, should be banned, Monster Reborn. This is all I played instead of dupe, and this card actually came up a lot. Like in the finals, my opponent had like Valor Imperm, and I Tactic Stripped his only starter. So I just ended on Gigantic, so I didn't want to play into it too much. And I started with Gigantic, and he used his last Imperm on it. Or he used Valor on it. So I made Zeus, attacked with Gigantic, made Zeus, and I Zeus detached blue specifically that was under it, and he Impermed it. And I just Monster Reborn blue, and that's full combo. So this card's like really good, because people are also just like popping. And if you have Monster Reborn, you can actually just like, you can just eat like a Gamma on Devo, which is nice. So anytime I do this or talents, I just normaled and use the effect. Even if it played into Gamma or starter, I would. And then the extra deck, we played 2 Gigantic, 1 Toad, 1 Gin Buster. This is just honestly for Flunder or just like weird grind states where you just need a negate. You only make it with blue and jet, or like jet, blue. So it's pretty good. Cat Shark, never made this. Sky Calv, this card's really good. Downerd, and then Zeus. Pretty normal stuff. We played Almirage because if you have Swap Frog, you play Almirage, just Swap Frog gets you Gigantic plus Toad. And the times you only have Swap Frog is usually like 4+ hand traps. So just setting up follow-up plus an Omni Negate to support your 4 hand traps, it's really good. I played 3 Elf. I never made the 3rd one, and I just didn't know what else to play, so I just played 3. This is like easily the best card of the deck though. Pyke. I didn't play like any synchro package or anything. It's mostly just to bounce Ash to diversify my end board. And it's really good against Flunder because you don't really care about Shifter because you can just make this bounce Ash, pass, and then Flunder has to play through like red, carrot, plus an Ash, which is like impossible because you just negate the field spell. Dark. I made this a lot against tiers. Like I said, I play against 4 tiers, and I think 3 game 1s, they would end on Dragos Stapella. I would like normal summon a Spright, they would Drago it, and I would talents take the other Dragos Stapella, make this, reborn any Dark, make Elf with those 2, and then Elf reborn the Spright I normal summon. And that plays around double Dragos Stapella. And I also used Monster Reborn to summon this, and then overlaid it into Gigantic Spright, which was cool. I played Phoenix. There's like weird times where like you'll just be looking at a set card and you can't get rid of it, so I'm just gonna play Phoenix. So I don't know what else to play. And then the side, we played Triple Gamma, Driver. This was Shifter, Pink, yesterday, but I just didn't really like shifter that much because I couldn't end on a lot. So Gamma's like just the best hand drop. Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm, Harpies, Reboot, just generically good cards. And then
Yeah,
the only
I play
good
similar
first.
side. It's pretty broken cards.
Yeah,
Lightning
yeah,
Storm,
just-
Dark Ruler, like.
Yeah, it's literally like puts your opponent on just having like anti-spot or they die. And then 3 a pointer. This card was MVP until someone top decked E-Telly.
Let's go, Charlie. Always.
Yeah, he top decked E-Telly, and yeah, it just didn't really do anything. But I did hit I hit a Sphere Mode, a Dark Ruler, like Branded Fusion after I revealed like Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm. I just hit Branded Fusion and he passed. But
Trap
I
our
like
talents.
yeah, it's trap dusting in the crate. So that's the deck.
All right, well, good job doing well at the first regional of the new format. I mean, I think Sprite's crazy, so good shit.
Thank you.
All right, peace.